welcome to another episode of Piecing It Together, the podcast where we take a look at a new movie and try to figure out what movies might have inspired it. And today on the show, it is one of our monthly trailer roundups. We are taking a look not just at one movie, but at a bunch of movies and trying to figure out what we think might have inspired them just based off the trailers. It kind of works as a little preview of the month to come. And Jason Harris from Awesome Movie Year joins me for these ones to take a guess at some puzzle pieces for a whole bunch of movies. So we're going to get into that in a moment. Before we get to it, I want to remind you, as always, to make sure you are subscribed to Piecing It Together, because there's a lot of episodes on the way. I think I have 8 episodes recorded right now, so there's a lot on the way. You could also follow us on social media at Piecing Pod to find out about everything going on with the show, including the upcoming live shows. It was just on the news, which was very cool, over on Channel 8 News Now. You can find clips of that and everything on all my socials at Piecing Pod. Lots of cool stuff over there, so make sure you're following. And last thing before we get into today's episode, we got to do some listener puzzle pieces. So let's see what we got for movies we covered in August. Starting with The Naked Gun, Eric Langberg mentioned Baywatch for the ridiculous montage scenes set to music right after a first date, which a classic TV trope, which The Naked Gun, the original, skewered greatly, and so did the new one. Freaky Tales, George Hannah Wilson mentioned Repo Man, which I was trying to remember. Did we actually bring that up on the episode? I can't remember, but it definitely fits really, really well if we didn't. So a good one there. Moving on to Eddington, we got from Josie DeMarco a bunch of puzzle pieces. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, One False Move, Lone Star, and Clay Pigeons. I've only seen a couple of those movies, but Lone Star is one we actually covered on Jason's podcast, Awesome Movie Year, and is a great movie. Go watch that movie. And I think at least that one, I definitely see where she's coming from on that one there. And I should probably watch those other movies too. Josie always has some really interesting ones. And speaking of which, she sent in some puzzle pieces for our next one, Weapons. She mentioned Happiness, which is one of the most depressing movies ever. That works. Little Children, which is a really good one to include. Trick or Treat, which I'm guessing is for that small town vibe. The People Under the Stairs, and the television series Sharp Objects for the is it Patricia Heaton, I believe. But that older lady kind of creepy character. I think that's a good comparison there. So some great stuff there from Josie, and thank you to everybody who sent in puzzle pieces. As always, if you listen to a Piecing It Together episode and think of some puzzle pieces for us, please do send them in. I will read them on the next trailers episode. And with that said, let's get to some September trailers. Jason Harris, it's time for another month of trailers. How's it going, Jason?
Dave, we do this every month. It's like Groundhog Day, but monthly.
Or it's like Edge of Tomorrow, but podcast.
Edge of month.
I said that because we just recorded an Awesome Movie Year episode on Edge of Tomorrow, but the listeners will find that out soon enough, right? So
who knows what they'll find out? I don't even know about these listeners anymore. What are you guys doing out there?
Yeah,
I'm losing faith in you guys.
I know they send in some good puzzle pieces, though, I'll tell you that much. But regardless, let's get to the point of today's conversation, which is trailers from movies. Starting off with last month's. I did not see a lot of these movies, but we'll see what we did see.
Yeah, poor Dave has to be an adult now.
I'm a busy guy. Together was the first one, which I do still want to see, but I did not get a chance to see yet. Did you see it?
I didn't see it. Yeah, man, I just haven't heard many good things about it. And then kind of know because of that, I listened to some podcasts about it and it just doesn't sound. I mean, like I told you, I feel like the body horror thing's already kind of playing itself out. We need another twist to it.
They're doing a lot of that lately. So yeah, I hear where you're coming from.
And it's all from the same, like, trauma bonding. It's like, give me something different to work with at least. So.
Yeah. We'll see. I'll get to it eventually. Freakier Friday is up next, which I actually recorded an episode on. It's not out yet, but the movie is fun. I mean, as far as these like legacy sequels to family-friendly things, this is one of the better ones.
Was it confusing? Because the Trailer
Yes.
made it confusing.
Very much so. It's a big head trip trying to keep track of 4 different people that have all swapped.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah.
Next
up is Fixed, which I did not see. I heard mixed things about. This is the animated dogs that have their like last night of freedom before they get neutered. So
I only heard bad things about it. Sadly.
Yeah, I mostly heard bad things, but I heard a few people say it was fun. But we'll see.
Who said it was fun? Name names.
I didn't write a single name down. So if you're out there listening, write it and tell us that you liked Fixed. Nobody 2, I'm still trying to get to the theater for. My dad really wants to go and Gina wants to go. So now I got to figure out all 3 schedules to make it work, but it'll happen.
Yeah, I want to see it still. Obviously, I love Nobody. We talk about it all the time. This one kind of just fizzled, but worst comes to worst, 2 months. Sit back, watch it on the couch.
That is worst comes to worst because it's terrible. But anyway, Americana is up next, which I know Sydney Sweeney's had her issues, shall we say, in the press lately. But
ridiculous.
It's so stupid. But I still want to see this movie. By the time I had a free afternoon and I was going to go see it, it was only playing at Aliante Station, which
it's not that far.
It's very far for me. That's like an extra 40 minutes of driving each way.
If you were really dedicated to Sydney Sweeney, you would have done it.
I know, and I should have, because instead I went to see our next movie, Honey Don't, which was just absolutely terrible.
Man, that's a bummer. That's a Coen.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe these Coens need to get back together.
I hope so. I'll give them another chance for the him and his wife's third movie in this supposed trilogy that they're doing, but it's just not good.
You think she's like Yoko Ono?
Pretty much. Seems that way. Yeah.
Stop ruining the Coens.
Yeah. The Thursday Murder Club, my dad was watching at work today. He liked it. I probably will never see it.
It came out today. As we've talked about, I like this British crime-solving genre. We'll see if I get to it. But had we recorded this later in the month, I probably would have watched it.
Yeah, exactly. And also, speaking of which, the next 3 movies, Caught Stealing, The Roses, and The Toxic Avenger, none of those are out yet at the time of our recording today. But tomorrow night, at the time of recording, I'm doing a live show on Toxic Avenger, and I'm hoping to catch Caught Stealing this weekend as well.
Yeah, man. I'll be there tomorrow. I'm not going to tell any of your audience members how you always save me a comp. Mm-hmm. So let's go.
All right.
I'm coming out to support you with full pay. Wink, wink.
American dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. All right, let's move on to this month's new trailer, starting with The Baltimorons, which I was shocked to find out from your awesome movie, your co-host, Josh Bell, is actually opening in theaters here in Las Vegas. This is the new Jay Duplass film. This looks like something you are going to be super into. Tell us about it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm very into it. I mean, I'm a big Duplass Brothers fan. Back when, I was Hollywooding it up and everyone's like, oh, do you want a career like the Seth Rogen? I was like, I'll take a Duplass brother career. Yeah. That'd be fun. Mark Duplass. But I mean, hopefully this Duplass Brothers film with only one Duplass doesn't go the way of that Coen Brothers singular film.
Yeah.
But this looks great. It looks like a lovely, I like movies around the holidays that don't necessarily, hit you over the head with the holidays. So this looks like a weird kind of, I guess it's a rom-com between an older lady and a younger man, and they're dealing with all of the issues, definitely with her family and what she's going through in life, and it just looks lovely. I was very excited about this. I watched A Little Prayer this week. Do you know that movie?
No, I don't think so.
That was at Sundance. It's with David Strathern and Jane Levy, and just really good. It's just nice that we're getting like these kind of straightforward dramedies. That was a full-on drama, but it was just a nice small story again. So I'm all for that.
Sure.
So Baltimorons looks good to me, man. So I'm pretty pumped. I put one of my favorite Christmas watches of the last few years, which is, again, relationship-based, familial-based drama, Feast of the Seven Fishes. I also thought of His Three Daughters from last year, kind of that, confined urban landscape and dealing with all the family issues, and then this kind of older younger relationship, Harold and Maude.
Sure, yeah. Harold and Maude. I was also thinking of last year's Between the Temples with Jason Schwartzman and Carol Kane, which was obviously inspired by Harold and Maude. And then another thing, I was wondering if you might bring it up, but I was thinking of our other podcast, Feel the Burns, and like the one that we just
Fitzgerald
did.
Family Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. So, yeah.
Whew, Feel the Burns. We got to get back on track with that. Millers and Marriage. You're up next. I love Between the Temples. What a great pick, too. That was a really good movie. This is the Catholic version of that.
Right. The Catholic version of Between the Temples. Exactly. Next up is Highest to Lowest, the new Spike Lee movie. Will be on Apple TV Plus on September 5th after it's had a limited release in theaters just now, actually. It is a remake of Kurosawa's High and Low, starring Denzel Washington and Jeffrey Wright, about a music exec whose son is kidnapped. And I've been hearing nothing but good things about it.
I hope so. Dude, I love, look, so this is their fifth together. So what am I missing? Mo Better Blues, Malcolm X, Inside Man. Which one am I forgetting?
That's a good question. I am not sure.
He Got Game.
He Got Game. Sure. So, that's yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So those are all great. Like all of those are great movies. So why wouldn't I want to watch this?
Yeah.
So super pumped and dude, give me all the Spike and Denzel. Ransom was the first thing I thought of because of that kind of like, hey, you're rich, we're kidnapping your kid, like give us the ransom.
Yeah.
So, from the Spike canon, this definitely felt like it had some themes of like 25th Hour, that kind of like, hey, the world is, just there to grind you down and you have to find a way out of it. And sometimes the life of crime is the only way. And then from the Denzel canon, I like that kind of crime thriller urban set world. I'm going with the remake of The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, which is not very good. However, I highly recommend the original with Walter Matthau.
Right on. I went with Taken for getting your kid back. Thing. Also Empire, that TV show, because it deals with the whole music business and the moguls and everyone's kind of out to get each other and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited about that part of this movie too, because I love a good music business movie. So
A$AP Rocky, lots of new music. I just love Spike Lee, and he's an institution, but maybe underrated because he does so many different things, right? You know,
absolutely.
He didn't write this one, he's got a great track record of movies that he hasn't written as really good movies. So we mentioned Inside Man. I don't think he wrote that one. Clockers was another one. When he's a director for hire, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think.
Right on. Well, next up is The Long Walk, which will be in theaters September 12th. This is based on a Stephen King story, written by J.T. Molnar, directed by Francis Lawrence, and starring Cooper Hoffman. I think it's kind of his first main lead role since Licorice Pizza. But
it seems like it.
Yeah.
And, we got our little Vegas shout out to
sure.
JT. Keep
Absolutely.
it going, bro.
And it looks really good. I mean, it's one of these kind of post-apocalyptic movies where these kids are forced to walk, and if they drop under a certain speed, they get shot. And it looks harrowing, as every early review likes to say. But that is a good word for it. So.
Yeah, I mean, directed by Francis Lawrence. Gee, what other thing has he done where if you don't complete the athletic task, you get deaded?
Yes.
Hunger Games, right? So that's an easy one. As you said, if you drop under a certain speed, then you get deaded there. So that would be my second one. And then I'll throw in a really fun one. There's a documentary. Have you ever seen Hands on a Hard Body?
No.
It's not going to be same tone at all, but it's a documentary about one of those giveaways that they do at carnivals or car dealerships where everyone puts their hand on the car and the last person with their hand on the car wins it. So definitely a cool documentary. I can't just go with the obvious ones. We got to give some great recs out to the people, Dave.
Yeah, I'm glad you did that because I went with the obvious ones. So that's all. That's all I got. But
Speed and Hunger Games.
Yeah,
Is that it?
yeah. But I will say though, I'm also going to be leading a conversation about the movie after a screening here in Las Vegas. That's separate from my live shows. Should be a cool time.
Whoa, where's that?
It's going to be at Town Square, and it's part of an early press screening of it, which normally they don't do these kind of things. I don't know exactly what made them think to do it, but they reached out to me, and I said, sure, let's do it.
Who do you speak with?
So another film critic, Daniel Howitt. You know Daniel?
Nah.
Okay. Well, he's a member of the Las Vegas Film Critics Society, and
the Cuck organization.
You got it. So
can I be in there as the anti-cuck? Speaking on the panel.
Sure.
Thanks.
We'll see what we can do.
Congratulations, though. That's cool that you're getting those opportunities.
It'll be fun. So next up is Downton Abbey, the grand finale in theaters September 12th. Supposedly the finale of all of this stuff. These shows are okay. Do you like the?
I never watched it, but why not? Let's keep going with it.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Yeah.
All right. There's a movie we covered on Awesome Movie Year where relationships are changing and everyone's getting together for one last time, and it all takes place in a grand castle in England, and that's called Peter's Friends. I would definitely recommend that. It's an early Kenneth Branagh movie, and Stephen Fry, Emma Thompson. I really like that movie. Another film, I was thinking about movies where the setting is the main character, right? Something like Grand Budapest Hotel, or this year Ephus was great. And then lastly, I put Barry Lyndon because there's so much status in here and the importance of moving throughout the world with keeping your status.
All right. I was trying to figure out exactly like plot wise what's going on here. And the best I could get is that they're going through some kind of scandal that's like risking possibly losing everything. And so I went with Scandal, first of all, a TV show, just because, just this organization going through some kind of big public facing issue. But then I went with Trading Places in case they are going to lose all their money and become poor. So, yeah.
Yeah. But on those, what was it, pigskins in Trading?
I don't
remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. Anyway, Xeno is up next, September 18th in theaters.
Xeno!
A teenage girl and her alien friend have some kind of adventure. How do you think, this is giving away a puzzle piece here, but how do you think they got away with using the name Xenomorph? Like, that's gotta be...
honestly... I don't know. I don't think they tried to do anything different than anything. They probably they were like, what's left over from E.T. and what's left over from the Xenomorphs. And, it looks so rote. Like, obviously E.T. There was that one on Netflix, Chupa, about the Chupacabra.
Yep.
Same thing. It's always the same thing. I'm a kid and I feel down, and a wacky creature has landed via a meteor or spaceship, whatever supernatural situation. And now I feel better about myself because I have a friend, and it's a weird alien, and Project Alf, because I always want to bring up Project Alf. What a misguided film that was after Alf.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So with E.T. and Alien, I also thought of Legend of Ochi, which goes right along with Chupa. Another one.
Did you see that one?
I don't really believe that it ever came out, honestly.
It's on HBO Max right now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Jeez. That just went right to streaming. That's crazy. Anyway, up next, the movie that matters of the month. One Battle After Another, the new Paul Thomas Anderson film, will be in theaters finally September 26th. Leonardo DiCaprio, Regina Hall, a big rest of the cast going on. It looks awesome. I'm not 100% sure what the hell's going on in it, but it looks great.
Yeah, I want it because of this idiot freaking show you put me on. I had to watch 2 trailers of it so I could figure it out. Mm-hmm. But if it was up to me, I'd watch 0 trailers of it and just go in because I'm going to see it anyway, right?
Yeah.
So what I can tell is there was a vigilante group known as the French 75, and it seems like the cops or the military is hunting them. And DiCaprio, who is a member of the French 75, maybe his daughter gets kidnapped at some point in time. So that's what I got out of it. It's an LA story with sprawling elements and seemingly different characters. And, we know that PTA has done one of those already in Magnolia, but I put Pulp Fiction as my piece there because of the crime element to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was thinking of how did, weird spy or organizations infiltrating to get people back, something like Argo, right? Or Charlie Wilson's War, where you're thinking of the most unlikely people to be in these positions. So that's kind of where I'm at with this one.
All right. I mean, I was trying to think of a good stoner goes on a mission kind of thing. I mean, you can go to Lebowski. You could go to, of course, Inherent Vice as far as PTA is concerned, which this is the same author that it's based on. So that's kind of one thing I was thinking of. And then it's funny you brought up Pulp Fiction. I was thinking, even though it's obviously a completely different setting, I was thinking of Inglourious Bastards as far as that kind of a vibe of a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on, and it all just kind of mashes together in the middle somewhere.
So in that regard, I also was thinking of No Country for Old Men.
Okay. All right.
Even though it's a different tone. You don't have to say okay to everything. I listen to some of your other podcasts. You can disagree with people. You know that, right?
I agree with you, though.
Well, I'm pissed off that you agree with me. So
yeah. Okay.
You could just disagree, Dave. So,
all right. Well, I know you're super excited about the next one, and I'm going to disagree with you on this, Jason. The Strangers Chapter 2 will be in theaters September 26th. The second part of a trilogy that I don't think anybody really asked for, but I really have not much to say about this. Do you?
This one kind of bummed me out because I thought they were going keeping it with Tarantino, I thought they were going with the Kill Bill direction of hey, they tried to murder her and take her out, and now she's awake and she's going to go after them. And that's what I wanted from it.
Mm.
But they're just going with, hey, she's awake and now we have to kill her again.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously Halloween's the first thing you think of there. Scream. And yeah, I mean, this just looks lazy to me.
Yeah. And it's super weird too, because I believe, I could be wrong about this, but I believe as a remake of The Strangers, it's still the same story. It's just they're stretching it out over 3 movies. Which
that's worse.
Yeah, I just don't really understand. But I specifically went with Halloween Ends because it seems like a chunk of it takes place in a hospital, just like that movie. And then I don't remember which Friday the 13th it was, but there was one of them where we find out that the girl who we thought was dead, that the final girl is actually still alive. And so something is going to continue with that story. So I went with whatever one that happens to be. So
you didn't even try.
Oh, no, I barely watched this trailer. So
this whole you running a record store is really cutting into the quality of your podcast.
Well, mainly, let's be clear, the trailers episodes of the podcast.
But that's the one I'm on, Dave. Yeah. That's the one. I have to care about this, okay?
Yeah, I know. Maybe we'll put you in charge of next month. We'll see what happens. So, Gabbys...
even if you do, you'll still have to watch the trailers and actually think of pieces for it.
Don't worry, I got 2 pieces for our next one, our last one for the month. Gabbys Dollhouse, the movie. Is your daughter a fan of Gabbys Dollhouse?
I don't think so. She's too old for it, probably.
I didn't know that this was a property. I had no idea anything about this until the trailer started playing. It's bizarre.
It looks stupid.
I don't know. It's crazy. For all I know, this is made up. Like it's a new thing, but I'm guessing it probably isn't. It's probably some beloved $1 billion property.
Yeah.
Or something.
Scarlett and I are watching Stranger Things now, so that's way better than crap like this,
Yeah.
But yeah, like you're saying, any of this internet, let's just take an internet personality and build something around them, like the Mr. Beast games or something like that. And then they clearly just watched Barbie. And I put also the Emoji Movie for hey, here's something no one needs a movie of that's in pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
And then Big Hero 6 because they make up a town based on San Francisco.
So I just did a very small, tiny little bit of research here while you were talking. The first episode of this show was in January of 2021, and there have been 11 seasons since then.
I mean, obviously,
How does
When
that
it's
even
when
happen?
it's time to get to the Bluey movie, we'll be there.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So yeah, Barbie, of course, is the obvious one. And then the other thing I put was Ant-Man and the Wasp because like they're in their whole little miniature world, but it's also in the big world and it gets flung around everywhere and everything like that. So, I love that movie, but I'm sure neither of us will end up watching this. But yeah, that's our main trailers list. I will say I have live shows for sure scheduled on The Conjuring Last Rites, which will be September 7th at Downtown Cinemas, and A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, which will be September 18th at Maya Cinemas. You looking forward to any of those, Jason?
Fuck yeah, dude. Sorry for the curse, but A Big Bold Beautiful Journey. I think that's Kanagawa, right?
Yeah.
Who's made two cool movies already. Look him up. He's a very unique filmmaker. And this one, if you were like, what pieces do you have? I'd have to be like, it looks really unique. And
Sure.
Colin Farrell, Margot Robbie looked top of the game for it. So, I mean, other than the PTA, that might be the one I'm most excited about right now.
Yeah, me too. I think it's going to be really interesting, and it's going to be a nice change of pace too. Like I love all the movies we talk about, but like a lot of horror, a lot of superheroes. It'll be cool to do something a little bit different for a live show. And then we may be doing, they're not confirmed yet, but we may be doing a big month of live shows. We may be doing Spinal Tap II, The End Continues, and Him. Spinal Tap 2, I don't have a lot of faith in, but I'm still excited for it anyway. And
I don't know why you wouldn't though. When has Christopher Guest steered you wrong?
yeah, but he didn't direct it though. It's Rob Reiner, right?
I mean, so what? Like,
Yeah.
it's probably a group effort. And how
Yeah.
dare you besmirch the good
Yeah, I
name
know,
of Mr. Rob Reiner?
And then Him, on the other hand, looks like the stupidest movie I've ever seen, but I cannot wait. It looks so much fun.
Well, I'll be at all these live shows paying full price. Doot. So.
Jason,
Hey, Dave, I have a quick plug for a friend, if you don't mind.
go for it. What are we plugging?
On our year-end list episode last year, I had mentioned the Everything Pot, which has not been available because it doesn't have distribution, but it is on the popcorn list. Do you know what that is?
No.
So you know how the blacklist is like the list of the best scripts that haven't been produced over the last year?
Right.
The popcorn list is the best movies that have been made but haven't been distributed yet. So 19 of the best films undistributed as picked by festival programmers all over the country. And they're going on like a Roadhouse tour. So they're screening in art house cinemas in 10 cities this September. And I would just look up the popcorn list and look up the Everything Pot, starting in Iowa City, then Traverse City, and there's going to be virtual pop-ups. Just look at the popcorn list, look for the Everything Pot, and really, really recommend that movie.
That's cool. We should see if we can get Downtown Cinemas to book it. That would be pretty cool.
Dave, it's funny you mentioned that. The filmmaker Charisse Dorff has asked me if we want to do a Vegas screening. I would love it if you would spearhead that, and we can rock and roll with it.
Yeah, we're going to have to look into that. But Jason, is there another movie you watched recently you want to recommend?
I think I mentioned it, Little Prayer, which,
Sure.
Really, if David Strathairn gets an Oscar nomination, I will cheer that. He is cooking, baby. You remember Driveways, that movie Driveways a few years ago?
Yeah,
which
good.
I really loved. Kind of reminded me of that, and that was like Brian Dennehy's last performance, and just really showcased what he could do. And so I'm going to go with The Little Prayer.
Very good. Very good. Well, Jason, what's going on with comedy? What's going on with Awesome Movie Year? Tell us everything.
Dave, comedy is in a state of ebbing and flowing. This must be an ebb, I guess. I don't really know. The economy is what it is out here. So The choice is either get back on the road or kind of find free stuff for people to do out here. So I chose the latter. I'm running like 6 trivia nights around town. Just follow me on Instagram, Jason Harris Comedy, and the Trivia Party. Comedy's always going to be there. I'm always going to do it, but come and play some trivia. We always have a pop culture and a movie round. Dave has a free chips and dip waiting for him from one trivia night. I'm still Jason Harris Comedy on all the socials. Go for Jason on Letterboxd. We're in the middle of 2014, rounding the bases towards the end. It has been a rewarding season on Awesome Movie Year for 2014, most especially the Whiplash episode, because you and I loved it and Josh hated it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, Jason, as always, great getting you back, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Hey, Dave, now that we're done recording, this is your podcast. Put a little work into it.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that conversation about some of the movies coming out in September. Thank you to Jason Harris for joining us, and thank you to all of you for listening. Make sure you are subscribed to Piecing It Together because we got a lot of episodes on the way. We'll probably cover some of these movies in full. And of course, like we mentioned, we've got at least 2 live shows coming up in September. Actually, 3 if you count the Toxic Avenger, which is tonight at the time of this recording. But that will be up this coming week. And then we also have A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey and The Conjuring Last Rite. You can enter to win tickets right now for those 2 shows. And who knows, we might even be doing a couple more live shows. It's going to be a very full month of Piecing It Together. So make sure you're subscribed so you'll find all the episodes as they come your way. And check us out on social media at Piecing Pod to find out everything we're up to enter to win in those contests and all of the stuff that I am up to. So with that said, it's time to close this out with a piece of music like I always do. And I feel like I do this every year when we get to the September trailers. I have a song on my instrumental album that's self-titled. It's just called David Rosen, and it's called September. And that always just feels like a good fit for the September trailers episode. So let's do it again and go with September from the self-titled album David Rosen that came out in 2020. Hope you enjoy it. We'll be back with more Piecing It Together real soon.
An All Points West production, produced by David Rosen in Las Vegas.